Sabi ba? Pareho kayo. Nya, ang focus man ang 70% I think focuses on the ang kinabuhi sa mga servants. Pero dire kay 50-50 man sa downtown kay 50-50 man to, di ba? 50-50 ang mga dato on 50% sa mga servants.
Yeah.
Dito sa ilaha 70% gid siya sa servants gid. Sina Anthony Hopkins ba niya. Kita jud mo ang same same thing na sila separate nilang quarters, na separate silang career progression nila ano ba.
Pero well written gid no. Ang ano ba Downton Abbey ba?
Oo.
Ano gid siya? Gwapo
It really reminds me of that one of Remains of the Day.
Remains of the Day.
Remains of the Day. Okay.
Ready na ka, bay? Let's do this.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Istoryang Futbolero. But before we officially start, we usually start with the intro by Pero. Here we go. Yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Welcome to Istoryang Futbolero. My name is Orion Perez with our special co-host from Singapore, Mr. Orion Perez Dumdum. Orion, bye. Kamusta na, bye? Welcome back.
Lang gihapon, bye.
So, life happened yesterday. We were busy because of some quality time with the family, which is, diba? That's definitely a priority.
Priority ka na ba?
for people like us. So
yes.
we had to just wait another day to do Istoryang Futbolero. We wanted to come on last night Orion kay this issue has been heating up on social media. Dagan pirmi na lang ginapang storyahan, and people have been talking about it. People can't help but talk about Toni Gonzaga in that interview with BBM. Was this a week ago? It's been a week, no?
Yeah, I think it's been a week. It's weird because I think no one has the right to tell Toni Gonzaga what she should do. I mean, even BBM himself said, look, you guys, you want to be angry at me, fine, but don't be angry at her because he's right. He's totally right. No, BBM is right. He said she interviewed not just me. She's already interviewed like other people like Lenny and Chell. So I mean, come on, guys. You've had your you've had your side of the story already heard, and so don't blame her for trying to at least have a variety of people on her show.
Not that we want to trivialize the what happened to the victims of martial law. I'm sure you have valid reasons to get mad.
Most of whom are communists anyway.
Yes. But I don't think you also have the right to be diba parang medyo the word na I keep on hearing about this issue is medyo hypocritical ba?
Extremely hypocritical.
Diba? The one thing that they hated about martial law is the narrative being one-sided. Kasi everything that you hear on the media is from the government. So what's really happening, it's not really, kumbaga, dili balance ba? And they keep on complaining about their rights being curtailed. And here they are, parang in they're systematically pressuring Toni Gonzaga to parang parang pinagalitan pa nila.
Actually talaga ang foul talaga yung Ateneo Martial Law Museum.
Diba?
Foul. I mean, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you to say that? You fucking pieces of shit. Who the fuck are you? Ha? Putang ina. Kaya maging Atenista because of these shits eh.
Diba,
Sorry everyone. Pero talaga naiinis ako. I mean, Kaya dala ko yung chippy ko para mawawala yung kainisan ko.
I was gonna say, Orion, hindi kaya yata bumili ng chippy ngayong gabi. Medyo, biglang boom! ayun pala, dyan pala yung chippy nakatabi. But yun na nga, medyo nakakainis talaga dahil ano ba naman to mga to? Ayaw nyo, gusto nyo ng you know, you want to enjoy your freedoms. The thing that you've been fighting for during that time, during the martial law years, is yung freedom, lalo na yung freedom of speech, and then here you are trying to stop somebody from doing her thing. It's not even like, I'm sure, based on what she said in her interview, sabi niya, wala naman nothing political about it. You know, I've been interviewing these politicians and talking about their stories, diba? So what's the big deal? Why do you have to be butthurt about it?
Kaya nga eh.
You know,
and they forget Chris Aquino herself interviewed BBM in 1995. So why aren't they canceled? Why didn't they cancel her?
Yes, and I'm beginning to hate this term na cancel, no? Kasi ito medyo it's a term that grew out of the millennial or the Generation Z era na because people are tend to be very sensitive about matters. That yun na nga, naging ang natural reaction is to cancel somebody if they don't like what they're saying. And this used to be something, phenomenon that started in the United States, di ba, Orion?
Yeah.
And alam mo naman ng mga Pilipino, minsan rin, gaya-gaya po tumaya rin. And ang kanilang bastion for this type of propaganda and mga at kanilang mga unwarranted complaints about other people is Twitter. Yung Twitterverse na yan talagang nakakabwisit na. Dahil nakita mo ba yung ginawa nila, Orion? Na meron silang parang campaign on Twitter na i-unfollow daw si Toni Gonzaga dahil sa interview na yan. So nagano pa sila, nagkaka-joel pa sila ng mga kanilang mga kasama.
Ay nako.
Ang labo. Sabi ko, parang bata mga ibang klase talaga.
Bata talaga, isip bata.
Let's welcome our first few viewers ngayong gabi, Orion, si Hansel Hans, si Ethan S.A., Nympha Mpeg, Anwar Patiwanan, Al Antoza, John David. Yun, Constipation Saturday dito tayo ngayon, Orion, kasi wala tayo kagabi. Si Joven Mora, Julio 30, si John David Egay Tolentino, Alexander Pabruanda, watching from Antipolo City, si Leonida Munoz, somebody from one of our Facebook groups who are constantly watching our program here sa Istoryang Futbolero, Meli Guillermo, watching from Singapore, si Ver Vanuuy, hindi daw niyo maintindihan yung Bisaya, Orion. Si Rox Ramiro, matuto ka. Lucy Hazut, Antonio Vargas, just to mention a few, sila Jomel Paho at saka Dan Cocodillo, and Arnold JB Bianvaje, Kiking Godiz, Miko Del Mindo, and St. Paul Hospital Bulacan Inc. Welcome back daw, Sir Orion. Paul Janadeva from South Korea, Eric Mendoza, and Raynon Astero. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Istoryang Futbolero. Pinapag-usapan namin ngayon dalawang bagay actually, Orion, no? So bago tayo balikan natin si Toni, yung nakakatawa, gusto ko ipakita sa iyo mga yung meron akong kinuha ko yung mga anong tawag nito? Kinuha ko yung mga social media cards na lumabas this week. And ito yung nakakatawa na gusto ko ipakita sa inyo, no? Kasi dito mo makikita yung mga inconsistencies ng ating mga politiko at makikita mo yung biglang nagbabago yung ihip ng hangin pag malapit na yung eleksyon. For some reason talagang when it's election season, nagbabago yung ugali, nagbabago yung mga ang mga pananaw ng ating mga kandidato. So yung topic natin ngayong gabi, Orion, is may saysay ba ang Senate hearing ni Dick? Tama ba na kinacancel si Toni ng mga anti-Marcos at dilawan? So ngayong gabi, yan ang ating papag-usapan. So gusto ko lang ipakita, no, ito yung na-pick up ko from our social media pages. This was early, 2 or 3 years ago, 2017 yata to, Orion. Sabi ni Dick Gordon, we finally have a president who wants to solve the problem and will do everything to solve the problem. Why shouldn't we give him the right tools? We owe it to him. We owe it to ourselves. The president needs our help. We cannot just leave him there alone without the right tools. It's like feeding him to the wolves. Feeding the whole country to the wolves. Oh, di ba? So kala mo, wow, galing ni Gordon na talagang sinusuportahan si PRRD. At saka ito yung time yata, Orion, na todo banat si yung ating yung dating senador na si Trillanes. Ito yung kanyang mga Senate hearing na walang saysay at walang kabuluhan. Ito yung mga panahon na binapagbintangan niya yung presidential son na kasama daw sa triad at pinipilit na maghubad si congressman sa Senate hearing. Sabi ng mga tao, ba, ito si talaga si Trillanes, may crush siguro talaga to kay Kong Pulong at gusto patanggalin yung damit. Yung alleged dragon tattoo. At dito rin yung si Motabato, yung kanyang Motabato, yung kanyang star witness daw, yung mga EJK. At ito yung mga sinabi, ito yung mga panahon na si Dick Gordon ay talagang todo suporta kay presidente. Tapos 3 years later, Orion, 3-4 years later, ito na, nagbago ng ihip ng hangin dahil malapit ng election next year. Mahirap kayo tangkilikin because you don't act like a president. Hindi ko kayo binoto, Mr. President. Today, I tell you, you are not the president the Filipino people can respect. Pinagtatanggol nyo ang mga sangkot sa katiwalian. You are a cheap politician. Bro, why do they keep on, parang parati nilang, bakit sila nagba-blanket statement parati? At parati nilang ginagamit, Filipino people. Ibig sabihin ba nun, lahat ng mga Pilipino sang-ayon sa mga sinasabi niya? Orion?
Basta one thing I can say, pre. Toxic talaga ang sistema ng Pilipinas.
Mm-hmm.
Toxic na toxic. Kasi, it's all about the system eh. We have a presidential system. And therefore, the presidential system is, ano yung tawag dyan? Naka-focus sa personalities. So, naka-focus tayo sa tao na nasa loob ng Office of the President. Di ba? Yun yung rason. Kasi, ang botohan natin sa Pilipinas ay tao. Hindi partido eh. Tao eh. So, yung mga hirit are usually very personal. Personalistic, personality-oriented, personal, kaya toxic yung natin, yung ating sistema. Very toxic. And it goes into many other different areas.
And most of the time, Orion, they don't even talk about the accomplishments of the person that they're discrediting. It's about yung mga they tend to create these stories just to make a person look bad. And that's our politics are all about. Ever since kaya nga pag kahit paano I can somehow relate the two topics, one about BBM, martial law, and the cancel, anong tawag nito?
Cancel culture.
The cancel culture of some of these Filipinos na pag narinig nilang anything about martial law or the Marcoses, ay talagang they're adamant that you're wrong. Stop, para mga revisionist daw tayo. Yung mga ibang tao dyan. Kagaya ni Arnel Ignacio, nagsalita nga siya sa programa ni Rafi Tulfo. At sabi kay Erwin Tulfo pala, sabi ni Arnel, nung ako, buhay na ako nung martial law eh. Hindi ko naman na experience tong mga pinagsasabi nila. Alam nga naman na, I agree with them na hindi naman yun ang experience ko nung martial law. Diba? Pipilitin ko ba sarili ko na
yung problema lang ng martial law ay yung nawala yung voltage spike. Yun lang. Yun lang. Pero kung tutuusin, ang problema dun sa martial law ay para dun sa mga taong kasangkot ng komunismo. Yung mga medyo may kinalaman dyan sa mga ganyang movement na yan, mga komunista, yun yung nagka-problema. Yun yung mga taong nagka-problema. Kung nag-complain ka dahil walang tubig yung lugar mo, ganyan kaya, kailangan natin ng tubig, hindi ka maano eh. Pero kung ikaw nakakasangkot ka sa SCPP, NPA, ay talagang kasama ka, ano ka talaga. May problema ka talaga. Yun. Tapos ngayon tayo mga bata, natamaan lang tayo dun sa Voltes 5 na wala.
Sa Voltes 5.
Yun lang. Yun. Saka yung mga grandizer.
But imagine the fact, during that time, we at this stage in our lives, we're considered to be, nasa middle age tayo. So, yung medyo tayo na yung mga older generation now, yung Generation X. And when we talk about martial law, we can't really say much about it because we were very young when it happened. Tapos ngayon, itong Gen Z ngayon, yung mga tinatawag nating woke, akala mo, pinagdaanan nila yung martial law kung magano sila eh.
Akala mo kung sino sila, no? Kung magsalita. Kaya naman silang alam.
Puro second-hand, information yung mga nakukuha nila. At it's all coming from these books that are heavily, ang tawag nito, yung narrative is very one-sided. Dahil yung mga nag-publish ng mga libro na pinapabasa sa mga kabataan natin sa mga eskwelahan, ay ang pinapag-usapan lang yung one side of the narrative nga, Orion. So hindi nila alam kung ano rin yung nangyari. Like for example, ngayon nagsasalita si former Senator Enrile about his experience. And then they're also trying to cancel the former defense minister of Marcos who knew everything that went on that time. And now he's telling everybody, look, you got it all wrong. You don't understand what really happened during martial law. Diba? That's, when he says things like this, and then you have a very young generation going against it, you all of a sudden wonder, taka muna, sino bang nabuhay nung panahon ng martial law? Ikaw ba o yung nagsasalita? Diba? And then you have, ikaw nga, Orion, I can understand your passion and your disdain for the martial law museum of Ateneo, na yung mga tao who represent that
I mean, it's so hypocritical kasi sasabihin ng mga engot na yan yung mga for freedom of speech daw, pero hindi naman nila kayang marespeto yung freedom of speech ni Toni Gonzaga, because my point is, buti sana kung si Toni Gonzaga one-sided lang. Hindi. We have proof that she was showing the different sides. She has even had more dilawans. She has featured more dilawans than Marcos. She's only had one Marcos on her show, and then she's had two dilawans, and even one. I mean, so nandiyan si Isko, si Grace po, si Lenny, tsaka si Chel. No? Lenny and Chel are from the same group, di ba? From the same Dilaw group. So, 2 versus 1. Lamang nga ang mga Dilaw eh. Kung tutuusin, di ba? Kung i-count natin, punto por punto, lamang ang mga Dilaw kaysa sa Marcos side. So, diba? Anong problema nila? Yun yung punto ko. Gusto talaga nila zero ang Marcos. Hindi nga politikang pinag-uusapan eh. Diba?
Hindi, tsaka, alam mo, Ryan, naalala ko rin yung napapag-usapan din yun, yung when we were growing up, when we entered our college years, and this was in the 90s. Tama, 90s, diba? Nung nag-koleyo na tayo. Napapag-usapan rin yung, siyempre, nagkaroon tayo ng panahon para pag-isipan kung ano mga nangyari in the past, especially what happened in 1986. At, yun, there are questions that we ask, diba, that are very valid, including the fact that for most of the time, from 1986 all the way to 2016, you had two Aquinos running the show.
Yeah,
diba?
yeah.
They had all the chance in the world to really dig deeper into these cases, against the Marcoses. Pero what happened? They can even, talagang with clear certainty declare that Galman killed Aquino, or and really find the real culprit behind the killing of Benigno Aquino. So may mga ganyang mga usap-usapan na total yung ibang mga tao na tsaka ito rin Orion, and it's very common if you ask people who come from Mindanao and the Visayas, they weren't really that as much as they weren't as involved or invested in that revolution, na parang nadamay na lang tayo sa mga nangyari dito sa Metro Manila. Dahil andito yung yung center of power, at dito yung nagkaroon ng transition sa ating political
if I may, I'll share, ako, I was a staunch Dilaw before. Staunch Dilaw long ago, no?
Sure.
So 1986. Yan, bata pa ako noon, grade 5 yata, grade 5 ako. Dilaw. Meron pa nga akong laban pin eh. Di ka nag-iisa, pero ganun, bata pa ako nun. Tapos, college ko, generally speaking, dilaw ako. Pero, unti-unti akong nawawala ng gana dyan kay Cory. Dahil nung time na yon, time ni Ramos, noong pinag-uusapan na yung kailangan baguhin ang konstitusyon, nakikita ako na mukhang tama naman din pala yung sinasabi ni President Ramos. At that time, I was already, parang alam ko na, kasi napag-uusapan yung federalism, even high school pa ako, pro-federalism na ako. So I was always wondering, bakit hindi tayo ganyan? Iba-iba yung mga lengguwahe natin, iba-iba yung mga kultura natin, bakit tayo naka-unitary? So I was already questioning that. Tapos, all these other things, bakit yung mga ibang bansa ganito parang mas magaganda yung kanilang sistema? Bakit hindi tayo nakaganyan katulad nila? Little things like that. Plus yung pagiging open sa foreign investors. So I was already questioning that, especially during the time of Ramos. And when he was talking about this, lagi siyang binabara ni Cardinal Sin and Cory. So nawawala na ako ng gana. Para bang kumbaga, slowly, I was already losing my naglo-losing steam na ako dun sa pagiging Dilaw. And there was a point na nakakawalang gana na talaga, na parang ako mismo naiinis na ako kay Cory, na parang for me, I was saying, Tita Cory, itong si Ramos is your protege. Ramos is trying to protect your legacy by improving on it, and what are you doing? Gusto mong i-cancel yung mga gusto niyang gawing pagbabago para gumanda ang legacy ninyo. Kumbaga, parang obviously there's something wrong with the 1987 Constitution. Gusto niyang ayusin. Tapos ito ikaw, Cory, binablock mo. Parang doon ako naiinis. No? And that's why eventually nawala ang pagdilaw ko. By the time,
sobrang taas ng expectations ng mga tao ng time na yun eh. Pero hindi nga na-frustrate tayo after a while, no?
When Gloria Arroyo was already talking about the second time of, let's say, Ramos was the first one who talked about constitutional reform in a big way. Estrada talked a little bit about it, but then he got ousted, so it didn't happen, right? And then GMA later on started talking about it again. Let's do this. Let's fix the flaws of the 1987 Constitution. And as she was talking about it, she was again being told, no, that's wrong. Ganyan. Tapos nung nag-coup pa doon si Trillanes, ito nag-coup siya this time, yung parang yung nag-walk siya. The second coup, hindi yung Oakwood. There was that second one nung pumunta siya ng Peninsula ba yun, yung time na yun. Tapos may mga kasama si Trillanes na nandun sa Fort Bonifacio. Tapos pumunta si Cory para mag-pray daw. Na-OA-han na talaga ako doon. As in, doon na talaga yung part na nawalan ako ng gana talaga kay Cory. As in, like, freaking hell, what the heck is this, This is ridiculous.
Pwede natin gawa ng parang I don't know, we could probably write a paper about this, yung how this establishment, the yellow establishment, came from a much
zero to hero,
exactly, no?
Zero to hero. Hero to zero.
It started as a very promising proposition, coming
Yeah.
from na ano talaga no na parang pwede nating baguhin yung sistema, itong mga problema natin ng martial law ay pwede nating ayusin ngayon at hindi naman wala naman tayong may mga pagkakamali rin naman talaga si Presidente Marcos. Pero yung pumalit na administrasyon, yung pumalit na kumbaga na era after the Marcos years, is so much worse.
Worse.
Than what happened during martial law. I know people will say ang daming namatay, hindi mo respeto naman konti dun sa mga martial law victims, no? Paano yung mga victims nung panahon ng ng post-EDSA? Yung mga tinatawag, meron nga nabanggit nga yung mga farmers ng Hacienda Luisita, yung mga pinatay ng ng ating government forces. Meron din maraming ding mga katiwalian na nangyari after post EDSA na lalong lumala pa yung korupsyon. Kung merong korupsyon nung panahon ni Marcos, dito umiba lang yung yung mga cast of characters at lumawak pa. Di ba?
Kaya nga eh. Oo nga eh.
At talagang na-establish na, kaya ito ngayon, pinapag-usapan natin paminsan Orion na grabe ang hirap talaga baguhin. Si Presidente Duterte talagang hirap na i-reforma ang gobyerno dahil sobrang well-entrenched yung korupsyon sa sistema natin. At marami diyang mga tao na nasa gobyerno matagal na at talagang they outlast the incumbents. The ones who get voted in power, they leave after 6 years, but these people there and they have this system already set up, and it's hard for us to really rectify it in 6 short years. Kaya Orion, tama ka. Apart from the fact that we are always like proposing new ideas and reforms to our constitution, because there talagang merong mga talagang yung endemic sa 1987 constitution na mga problema ay hindi pwedeng matanggal ng isang presidente lang o isang administrasyon. Nagkataon lang na meron tayong presidente ngayon na in 5 short years, ang dami nang nagawa. Tapos, but dahil sa sobrang tagal na itong mga problema na to nakalatag na diyan at yung mga tao ay well entrenched, ay hindi niya kaagad masolba o hindi niya kaagad maayos itong mga problema natin. Kaya yung mga tao na frustrate, you have people like Gordon politicizing everything. You see him, it's not only Gordon Orion eh. Yung ugali ni Gordon, this is prevalent in our political system. Yung pagiging balimbing, yung biglang mag-change yung kanilang perception of somebody, lalong-lalo if the president is about his term is ending already, and it's no different from the ones who are in our bureaucracy. Yung mga tinatawag nating plantilla Orion, yung mga nag-aantay lang yun eh. O sige, sunod kami sa inyo, first 3, 4, 5 years ng iyong administration, pero pag medyo matapos na yan, naman, tuloy ang ligaya, hindi naman mababantayan yan ng presidente lahat ng mga kalokohan dyan. Tingnan mo yung PhilHealth, tingnan mo yung sinasabi nilang DOH mafia, yung mga problema na yan. Matagal na po yan, hindi lang panahon ni Presidente Duterte. Doon nahihirapan si Presidente ayusin dahil nga who do you, di ba? Sino ang uunahin mo? Ang laki-laki ng bureaucracia natin. We're talking about tens of thousands of people who are involved, who are part of government. And this is something that you can't fix. And then so si Presidente, calling, kumbaga, nabuisit na siya kay the likes of, lalo na kay Gordon, dahil kapal na mukha nito, napaka-ipokrito naman ito. Gusto nilang i-politicize itong nangyayari sa DOH dahil ito yung matunog ngayon dahil may pandemya at gagawa pa sila ng Senate hearing para mapansin dahil may mga ambisyon sila for 2022. O di, sige magkaalaman tayo. Magpa-audit ka ngayon ng Red Cross. Tingnan natin kung kaya mo, tas biglang kaya Orion, I understand your frustration, bro. Nakakainis yung ating mga politiko paminsan. Talaga nakakawalang gana.
And it's quite clear that when you have kunyari, if the quality of the politicians and the kind of behavior that they have is so consistent na parang lagi na lang may mga ganyang klaseng in large numbers na parang yung occurrence niya napaka-consistent, laging nangyayari yung ganyan. It's obviously the system. The system is creating the conditions to make these people act the way they are.
Right.
Ganun sila dahil ganun ang sistema eh. So, sobrang toxic ng sistema dahil toxic talaga yung background ng pagiging presidential system. Kasi kung parliamentary system tayo, kung may toxicity nga man lang, yung toxicity na yon hindi tao versus tao, kundi partido versus partido. Magyayabangan yung mga partido, mas magaling yung partido namin kaysa sa partido nyo. At least diyan hindi kayo nagpe-personalan, 'di ba? Kasi ang problema kapag taong pinag-uusapan, personalan na 'yan eh. 'Di ba? Pero kung partido, mas maganda yung plataforma namin kaysa sa plataforma nyo. Okay lang 'yun. At least hindi tao yung 'di ba? Hindi ako mas magaling ako sa iyo, ikaw Ron Poblete, ganyan. 'Di ba? Yung parang walang personalan eh. Because it's the parties competing against each other.
Right.
Diba?
Yun yung
change.
Sana hindi po kayo magsama dahil parating paulit-ulit namin sinasabi to ni Orion, lalo pag Constipation Friday or Saturday ngayon na wala kami kahapon, kagabi. Ay dahil we can't drive it enough na this is really one of the main reasons why we are going through all these problems right now because there are deficiencies. That term again from COA, we're using it now, that there are things that we need to fix about our system that's been overdue.
Overdone. Ron, there is this person here in the comment section that is a troll. It's one of those robotic nagpapadala nung sa mga Bitcoin patanggal naman parang sige, automated response na pina-flood na niya eh.
Hanapin natin kung saan yan nanggagaling para matanggal natin.
Yung Georgia Vero ang pangalan. So, tanggal.
Pinapansin ba yan? At bakit maraming pa rin...
Ang problema kasi, kinakain niya yung, kumbaga, sinasapawan niya yung mga comments ng iba. So, kung may magko-comment, di natin makikita. Kasi, magsuscroll down yun eh. Di ba? Mawawala. Masasapawan.
Saan kaya to? Kung saan kaya siya nagpo-post? Dami kasing nag-share ng ating
Hindi, pero sa lang yan, I think that's probably in Pop Beans. What do you think?
Pop Beans?
Hindi kaya sa Pop Beans yan?
Sige, check natin
Baka sa Pop Beans yan.
Hindi pwedeng matanggal ng isang presidente lang o isang administrasyon. Kataon lang na meron tayo. Are you listening to something?
Oops, sorry.
Sabi ni Benigno Pedigroso, ang tagal na nila sa politika. Wala din naman silang nagawa. Lahat ng Senate hearing for aid of legislation pero wala namang nagawang batas. Sayang lang pera na ginastos sa hearing at ginagawa nila sa hearing pa pogi. Kala mo kung sino silang malinis. Tama ka Benigno na may naglabas ka ng ng meme. Pansinin mo yung mga bumabatikos ngayon sa gobyerno. Ilang taon na po sila sa Senado. You have Drilon who's been in the Senate for 24 years. 24 years Orion. Ang tagal na ni 'di ba? Ang tagal na ni Drilon para weird, 'di ba? Sa tagal mo diyan, ano bang mga na-accomplish mo sa ating na nakatulong sa ating bansa? May mga nabago ka ba na we can say na very substantial or groundbreaking for our country? Na binigyan ka ng mandato ng ating publiko, ng ating electorate, 24 years ka na sa Senado, may nagawa ka ba? Yung paborito mo, Orion, si Kiko Boy.
Ay,
si Kiko Man, 17 years daw sa Senado. Anong na-accomplish ni Kiko Man?
House Kiko.
House Kiko. Diba?
House Kiko.
Gordon, 10 years yata or 12 years sa Senado. 'Di ba? Tapos biglang when you hear them complain and then you hear Tito Soto and Ping Lacson saying that we will definitely change the system. Why now? Bakit? Dahil gusto nyo botohin kayo for higher position? But why haven't you used the time you had in the Senate? I mean, Orion, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're a senator, can you influence or make changes from your position as a senator? Can you institute changes that are talagang very profound?
Well,
Sa ating,
as a senator, you have the ability to set laws in motion, right? And then you have the ability to approve laws that are coming from the from the lower house, and you also have the power to get amendments that are done through constituent assembly set up. You have that ability as basically a member of the Senate can initiate proceedings for constitutional reform, either call for a constitutional convention or call for a constituent assembly. Of course, to call for a constituent assembly, you need 3/4 vote. If you want to call for a constitutional convention, 2/3 vote lang ang kailangan. But you have the power to do that as well. Collectively, if you have the numbers, you people in Congress, in the Senate, can do that.
that in itself, Orion, I'm just talking about the power of the Senate to make changes in the Constitution. That's a very important thing that they haven't really done so far, because they're trying to protect their interest. Because in the whole experience of people in government trying to change the Constitution, yung mga attempts in amending the Constitution, Orion, it's always been the Senate that's become a hurdle. Diba?
They've always been the hurdle, and then the thing is, I don't understand. Are the senators generally stupid, or their staff members that stupid? Because I think it's now very clear that you have the ability to do research now so easily. You don't have to go to a library. You can just Google, and you have access to all kinds of information, especially from yung mga PDF yung mga white papers written by all these top-level professors and PhDs. Na tayo, sa correct movement, we have access to that. We get them for free, and we've put them up on our website to say, everybody can read this. Everybody can do the research. And that's how we learned about why the system sucks and why we need to fix the system the way we've been saying we need to fix it. But wala the people in the Senate, wala silang interest na baguhin ang kailangan baguhin. And that is just a waste.
Yeah, it really is, no? And people have been they've begun to realize nga. Like, yun na nga, pinaka-best example natin is the Senator Drilon. 24 years in the Senate. What has this guy done? Right? And then what are these things that the President have been saying about him? Mga mga innuendo, Orion, about him owning property. And then I've heard pa nga na medyo may malalaki yung kanyang meron siyang substantial wealth. Did he earn this from becoming a senator for 24 years? And this is not something that people don't know really, di ba, Ryan? Lahat naman ng tao nagtataka pa natin, bakit ba itong mga senador na to? Ang lakas magreklamo, ang lakas mag-Senate hearing. Pero alam naman nila yung mga mga kalakaran dyan sa gobyerno. Ang tagal-tagal na nila dyan. Hindi nila alam may korupsyon. Diba? At kung meron mang korupsyon, ano bang ginawa nila? Yung PDAF na issue nga. Diba, Orion? Panahon ni di ba? Panahon ni ni Pinoy. At sino ba yung mga sino mga nakinabang diyan sa PDAP na yan? Sino nakinabang doon sa pag-impeach nila kay Chief Justice? 'Di ba, Orion? Yung mga conversations na yan na napapag-usapan ng mga Pilipino, at kaya tuloy na nawawalan sila ng kumpiyansa. Ang problema lang, Orion, sabi nga dahil nga sa problema natin dahil sa ating political system, we keep on voting for the wrong set of people all the time, even if we know that they haven't been doing their jobs, right? Just because of their name recall, just because we got used to them, and then sometimes, most of the time, I'm sure, if we conducted a study right now, that the typical voter, when they fill out their senatorial slate, siguro 3 or 4 of them lang siguro sa mga senador ang gustong-gusto nila. And the rest parang finifill na lang
Pinifill
nila
up
ng pangalan.
lang. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
So, mga kagaya ni Dirlon na kunyari mataas yung mga boto, hindi ibig sabihin na lahat ng bumoto kay Dirlon ay talagang gusto siya. Wala lang talaga silang ma-feel siguro, ay si Dirlon na lang ilagay ko dito
Sayang naman,
sa
kasi
pinakauli.
kunyari, 4 lang ang gusto mo, no? 4 lang na tao. Pero may 12 ka sa ano mo. So, meron pa akong 12 na kailangan piliin Sayang naman. So, sino pa kaya ang pwede natin i-fill up? Hindi ko alam sino to ito, naririnig ko yung pangalan niya lagi sa news Yan. So, yan yung mga Drilon, yung mga ganyan. Kiko. Nakakalusot kasi naririnig yung pangalan nila Basta, in fact, sometimes gusto nga nila na kahit masama yung news nila or controversial yung lumalabas, at least may name recall sila.
Yun. Yan po. Tama ka talaga. Natumbok mo, Orion, kung bakit nila ginagawa yung mga ginagawa nila tuwing may malapit na eleksyon. Dahil sa kanila, ang name recall, yung awareness campaign, has something to do with that. They want to be the first name that people think about. Or if not, kahit na 5th, kung let's just say, try nilang i-fill 12 slots for the Senate, di ba? Ang maiisip kagad nila, matatandaan pangalan nila kagad. So kailangan nila magpakita ang gilas bago mag-election para matandaan sila ng tao. So when the election comes, nandun tayo, nag-fill out ng balota, nag-shade tayo ng pangalan, maalala yung pangalan nila. Ay, ito, nag-Senate hearing ito, bago lang. Diba? Ganun din yung style bulok rin itong mga senador.
How about if we have a system where walang pangalan ng tao ang lumalabas? Partido lang. Di ba? So therefore, ang mangyayari kapag kung sa balota, hindi pangalan ng tao ang nakikita mo, kundi pangalan lang ng partido, ang mangyayari dyan, magkakandara pa ang mga politiko na nandun sa mga loob ng mga partido na lagi nilang pag-uusapan yung kanilang partido at ang kanilang plataforma. Para mapakita nila, mas magaling kami kaysa dyan sa mga kalaban namin partido kasi ito ang plataforma namin. Ito ang nagawa namin. Dito sa lugar na to na kung saan ang partido namin ang nagdala dun sa lugar na yan, ito ang nagawa namin. Ito ang nagawa namin, blah, blah, blah. So, partido ang gagawin nilang parang basis ng kanilang branding. Yung marketing nila nakafocus doon sa partido nila, hindi sa tao, hindi sa kanila. At hindi sa kalaban nila na, yun siya, masama. Magsisiraan kayo, magbabangayan kayo, partido ang pangalan na nagsisiraan.
Dapat
ganun
nga.
Di ba? Hindi na kasing toxic. Wala nang personalan. Hindi na yung nasasama yung anak nyo, si ganito, yung pinsan mo. Wala nang kinalaman sa mga tao. Di ba? Ideas na lang.
Ideas na lang talaga ang napapag-usapan.
Ideas, proyekto, ganyan.
Hindi na yung galing sa pagsayaw, sa pagkanta sa eleksyon.
Yes.
Speaking of the election, Orion, meron tayong pinopromote pa natin sa Istoryang Futbolero. We're gonna take a short break here. And we want to remind you that we have a game that sa social media that's called Game of Giants sa blueprint.ph. And we have a short reminder, and we are encouraging people to really think about who they're gonna vote for this coming election. And one way to do that is play the Game of Giants, so that you will, you can practice your researching skills. To tell you more about this, check this one out. Kilala ang iyong politiko. Nagagampanan ba niya ang kanyang tungkulin? Binoto mo ba siya dahil magaling siya? O dahil kilala ang kanyang pangalan? Gusto mo ba siya dahil todo ang kanyang serbisyo? O dahil todo bigay siya, kumanta at sumayaw sa entablado? Wala nang hihigit pa sa tamang kaalaman upang maiahon natin ang sarili sa kahirapan. Kapag sinuportahan mo ang tamang politiko, sigurado gaganda rin ang buhay mo. Dito papasok ang bagong online game na Game of Giants. Paraan ito na lumalim ang ating pagkakakilala sa ating mga public servant. Pataasan ng score. The more ang accomplishment, mas mataas ang ranking. Paano laruin? I-download ang mga polycard ng paborito mong politiko. Nakasulat sa polycard ang kanilang social media scores. Dito malalaman kung malakas ang hatak nila. Pero mas importante ay dito mo rin matutulungan ang kandidato mo sa pag-share ng kanilang accomplishments sa pamamagitan ng social media posts. The more factual information ang pinapakalat mo, mas malaki ang chance na tataas sa Game of Giants leaderboard ang kandidato mo. Simulan mag-post ngayon at itag ang blueprint.ph. Hashtag Game of Giants PH. The higher the engagement, the more chances to win. Get your polycards now by visiting blueprint.ph. Giant ba ang kandidato mo? Tara, laro tayo ng Game of Giants. Let's pick the right card, ha? The right people to serve us for a better Philippines. You know, reforms, Orion, it has to start with as much as we want the system to be in place right away, but we need people to really set that in motion. So we have to vote for the right people in government so that itong mga reforms na iniisip namin ni Orion na pinapag-usapan namin sa Constipation Saturday or Friday ay matuloy. So we have to get the right senators to come in, and then you have the right congressmen para yung mga tao na who will be given the chance to initiate these changes know and have the ability and who have the the right mindset when they serve in government. Di ba, Orion? So dapat piliin talaga natin yung mga tamang kandidato sa 2022. Hanapin natin yung mga kandidato na pro-reforms who are open-minded about changing the constitution, changing the rules of the game na tinatawag. So vote wisely, play Game of Giants, pumunta po kayo sa blueprint.ph, i-download po yung mga polycards at saka mag-start na po kayo mag-research about your candidates. Lalong-lalo na yung mga gusto ninyong tumakbo para sa election. Sayang nga, Orion, si Congresswoman Lucy Torres, mukhang hindi yata tatakbo sa Senado. She would have been a great addition to this. Parang hindi. Gustong mag-mayor na lang. And kaya nakakawalang medyo nakaka-discourage rin. Final words, Orion, for our topic tonight sa Istoryang Futbolero. Of course, Dick Gordon, yun ang naging natin focal point ng ating reforms dahil, he sort of like, he's an example, a classic example of a politician here in the Philippines. Magaling magsalita. He's a brilliant guy, I'm sure. But man, he's using his brilliance in I don't want to be a judge of character, but it would appear, right? He's just a typical politician using his God-given talent the wrong way. What do you think, Orion?
Yeah, that's very true. But don't hate the player, hate the game. So it's he is doing what the system caused him to do, caused him and many others to do, because he's not the only one. He's not the only one. There's so many of them who are playing this same game because that's just how the game is played. So we got to change the game. We have to really keep on telling everyone, keep on sharing it. We have to change the game because this game will cause our players to play the way they play right now. That's the reason why we have lousy players. That's the reason why we have lousy politicians, because the kind of game is the way it is. So change the game.
Narinig niyo sinabi ni Orion? Huwag niyo kakalimutan, ha. Talagang araw-araw dapat
paulit-ulit na lang.
Paulit-ulit na lang. Remind yourself kasi walang mangyayari sa atin.
I mean, guys, at least once every 2 days, post something about constitutional reform on your own FB timelines. Just post it. Just what if all of you do this, and then you're able to somehow convince other people on your who are your friends list to check it out also. Sila mismo, they will also get convinced. And then once they start doing the same, it'll spread. So we need to do this. We really need to spread it out. Hindi pwedeng tayo lang. Kailangan natin i-spread. I-evangelize natin ito. Do missionary work by spreading the word to everybody and getting them to spread the word too.
And let's be consistent about our point of views. If you want to, if you're somebody who espouses freedom of speech, our democratic freedoms, you have to also be consistent. You have to be fair to other people. If people don't share the same sentiments as you, or they have share a different point of view, hayaan nyo sila. 'Di ba? Huwag kayong parang kulang na lang kayo may-ari ng Pilipinas tapos i-chastise nyo si Toni Gonzaga for interviewing
Foul talaga.
BBM?
Foul talaga yung
What the
Ateneo
F, diba?
Marshall. Yeah.
Napaka-insecure
Foul
naman ng mga
talaga siya.
tao. Kung talagang believe kayo sa inyong convictions na tingin nyo tama kayo, bakit kayo magagalit na merong ibang opinion? Diba? You have to be confident with where you stand.
Ang
as a
sabi ko
person.
nga dyan sa Ateneo ML Martial Law Museum, set up na lang kayo sa sarili nyong YouTube channel.
Exactly! Tama kayo
Set up na lang kayo sa sarili nyo. Kung gusto nyo, sige. Gawa kayo ng sarili nyo.
Mag-want to sawa, interview kayo ng mga martial law victims, di ba? Tapos ilabas nyo sa YouTube, bakit pati si Toni Gonzaga kailangan yung istorbohin about dyan? Tapos papakailaman pa ninyo. Sino kayo? Ha? May-ari kayo ng ng mundo. Hindi naman kayo si Pastor Kibuloy. There can only be one owner of the world. Ang labo talaga. Orion, before we end our program, gusto ko lang mag-feature kasi meron na tayong bagong special sa Istoryang Futbolero, and I know you're a big fan of the new wave genre.
Yep.
And marami tayong mga young viewers na gusto rin natin mabigyan sila ng konting pagkakataon na mapakinggan yung mga gaano kaganda yung music ng Generation X ng 80s. Ang featured artist natin para lumamig ang ating mga ulo at si Orion talagang he went out talagang
Galit na galit ako kanina doon sa
galit.
Sa Ateneo Martial Law Museum. Napaka-OA nila.
Until
Until lumabas yung chippy. Nawala yung galit.
Sabayan natin yan ng konting April showers, Orion. It's called Abandoned Ship. Maraming mga oposisyon nag-abandon ship ngayon. Ito, pakinggan.
Midnight bells are ringing now. Another year dissolves, while everybody's hand in hand and singing now. I don't feel too involved, clinging to my seat as others laugh bold and loud. Oh, won't you send me someone somewhere who can help me escape from the crowds? Abandoned ship before my troubles start to rise above me. Abandoned ship, why don't you come on in? The water's lovely.
Hayaan natin yung mga opposition mag-abandon ship, pero tayo dapat sama-sama pa rin tayo. Para
Ako,
sa reforma.
I wanted to mention talaga na the Yellows really blew everything up. I mean, they had full control of the narrative before. They had full control of the narrative. Parang they had a lot of people on their side, etc. But because they were so stupidly against the necessary reforms that we need in order to improve the lives of people, to truly improve the lives of people, dahil walang resultang magandang nangyari dahil sa kanilang mga kagaguhang ginagawa, na bad trip ang mga tao. Na bad trip ang mga katulad ko. Dati akong yellow, tapos dahil nga si Cory, panay ang pagkokontra sa constitutional reform, di nawalan ako ng gana sa kanya. Tapos kasama pa dun si Chris na nagka-STD, dito lalaki dito, lalaki dyan, sino ba? Dami-dami, ang landi-landi, ganyan, di ba? Naging parang naging pokpok ng bayan si Chris dati, di ba?
Bakit Orion, crush mo ba si Chris dati?
Hindi. No. Pero ang punto ko, parang si Chris, parang nagsabay yung kumakarengkeng si Chris. At the same time, yung nanay niya kumukontra sa mga reforma. Talagang nawalan ako ng gana. Nawalan na ako ng gana dyan sa yung pagiging dilaw. Kaya later on, hindi na ako nag-yellow, wala na. Tapos nung namatay si Cory, parang last farewell na lang ako na parang nag-yellow ako na bye-bye, parang yun. After that, nung nag-run si Noy, wala. Kontra ka sa constitutional reform Sabi ko, I might at least not go against you if you are pro-constitutional reform. But no kontra siya So, dahil kontra siya, kinontra ko rin siya. Yun.
Huwag ka pagkalala, Orion. Marapit ng siguro years from now, ang dilawan na word ay magiging synonymous to duplicity at
Grabe
pagbabala
talaga.
kayo.
It's
Hypocrisy.
it's a case study. You know what? Yung mga business schools, 'di ba meron sila yung tinatawag nilang case studies na may magandang produkto tapos bigla na lang yung produktong nawala na mismanagement ng kumpanya, nagganyan yung produkto, wala nang gusto. Perfect example ito ng kabulukan sa pag-manage ng marketing clout nila kasi kumbaga they owned the narrative before. They had all the media companies on their side, etc., etc. They had everything. Pero what happened?
Wala.
They did not deliver.
They wasted it.
They wasted it.
the political capital.
Oo.
Sayang. Hindi nila nagamit for good.
Kinontrahan pa nila yung mga kung ano yung pwedeng gawin para gumanda yung buhay ng mga Pilipino. Kinontra nila eh.
Grabe, no?
Si Gloria was very much like on the same side as them also before. Just like Ramos trying to cling to parang ayusin natin yung legacy na ito, ganyan. Puta sila yung kumukontra eh. Si Cory kasi ako yung may-ari ng yellow parang the yellow legacy, ganyan. Ako yung guardian ng ayan. So kontra kayo ng kontra, ayan, nasira nyo yung franchise nyo.
Nasira talaga.
Ngayon, anyone who is related to the yellows, ganyan sa mga yung kailan ba yung how many times have they stopped wearing yellow for EDSA? Di ba na may time na nag-black, nag-white pa, hindi na sila nag-yellow. Wala na.
Case in point, kita mo naman si Lenny. Mahilig nang magsuot ngayon ng purple. Dati dilaw na dilaw yan, ngayon purple na sinusuot.
Wala na. Ganyan na ganyan ng yellow. Ganyan na ganyan ng yellow. Down na down.
Wag niyong tularan. Itong mga ito yung mga tinatawag nating personality-based tactics. 'Di ba? Ang insecurity ni Pacquiao is people don't kumbaga hindi siniseryoso ng mga tao si Pacquiao dahil nga sa kakulangan daw ng kanyang intelligence or know-how in running government. Pero ito, anong pinapakita dito, Orion? Na matalino siya dahil nag-chess siya. Ganun ba yun?
Well, I mean, in fairness to the guy, talaga daw siya, mahilig talaga siya sa chess dati pa.
Mahilig talaga sa chess.
I've heard niya, mahilig talaga siya sa chess. That's well known by those who know him. That's kind of parang well known nga na na mahilig siya sa chess. Kasi nga ang sabi nga niya dati, yung chess, knowing sa chess allows him to know how to strategize in boxing. So kaya niya ginawa yun, which I mean I think matalino rin siya, no? But it's just that many of his moves lately have just not been the right moves. Sayang lang.
Nakikinig kasi siya dun sa sa Queso de Bola na kaharap niya. Yeah. si Mr. Queso de Bola.
Ay, nakakatawa ngayon dun sa faction nila. Para silang China and Taiwan. No? Kami ang real China. I'm the real China. No, I'm the real China. No, I'm the China. I'm the real China. Yung ganyan. So, you know the story of China, right? They have the People's Republic of China and the Republic of China. The Republic of China is descended from the original Republic of China set up by Sun Yat-sen, Sun Zhongshan. So, but of course, nag-split yung party. There was the left group which became the communists, and then there was the group na nung namatay si Sun Yat-sen, the Chiang Kai-shek group, which was the nationalist side. So nag-split sila, and because of this civil war that later happened, nanalo ang mga komunista, and they ended up owning the big mainland, and the remaining Republican nationalists, Kuomintang, went to small Taiwan. So, no, we're the real China. No, we're the real China. No, we're the real China. Oh yeah, but who has the majority of the land mass? PRC, People's Republic of China, has it, and Taiwan just has a small little island. That's the situation with the PDP Laban. The big group is aligned with the president, And there's this small group, fringe group, that is trying to say, no, kami yung real PDP laban. Ganyan ka ba?
I just hope,
Bulok talaga.
Orion, people are able to absorb the pearls of wisdom coming from the discussions that we have on Istoryang Futbolero dahil at the end of the day, yung bottom line is we want reforms, we want it to happen as soon as possible. We want it to be during our lifetime.
Yeah, they should have happened long ago. That's the truth. They should have happened
long time ago. And I know you've been watching the new Netflix show. They've sent 4 civilians to space.
I haven't watched that yet.
You haven't? Oh, you gotta check it
yet.
out.
Which one's this?
Yung SpaceX
SpaceX. Okay, I'll check that out.
program, and then they've sent 4 people to space, 3 days in space, and then it only goes to show that we can change things. It doesn't have to be. Ordinary people can do as well as those who are in power right now, and you just have to really believe in yourself that you have the power to change things. So with that, siguro Rai, we should end our discussions tonight.
You've got
Istoryang Futbolero.
you got your Liverpool show game, di ba?
Naglalaro na sila ngayon. Yung mga mahilig
go ahead.
sa football, meron pong laro ang Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. Crystal
Okay.
Palace.
English
I'm about to
Premier
watch
League
that.
ba ito na, no?
Yes, English Premier League.
Okay.
English Premier League. So Orion, maraming salamat. Maraming salamat sa ating mga
din.
viewers. Kila Tennister, Ronan, Virdel, Marge, and itong mga huling mga pumasok sa ating sa ating chat ating message board at si Real Park, Charlemagne, and also Juvie Manantan. Yung mga ating OFWs, maraming salamat sa pagkinig. Don't forget yung ating reminders, hindi pa tapos ang ating laban sa COVID-19. Mask, iwas, hugas. Just think about the next person kasi, ultimately, the challenge here is how we can be selfless. Because if we are selfless in the face of danger, lalong dito sa panahon ng pandemya, things will get better eventually. All right? We need to help each other in overcoming this. Tama naman na yung pamumulitika. Tulungan natin ang presidente, tulungan natin ang administrasyon para malagpasan natin itong problema na to. Saka na kayo mamumulitika pag eleksyon na. Wag ngayon. Sabi nga nung kaibigan ko Orion, alam mo, patunayan ninyo kung talagang gusto nyong tulungan ang bansa, gastusin ninyo yung inyong pera para sa eleksyon para tumulong sa mga tao. 'Di ba? Instead of spending so much money on Facebook boosting kagaya ni Trillanes and ni Gatchalian, ibigay niyo yung pera na ginagastos niyo na sila Ping at saka nila Gordon sa talagang pagtulong sa ating mga kababayan at gumawa ng mga paraan para mag-improve yung ating yung sistema natin at ating wag nang tama na tong puro pakitang tao at saka pag-grandstand sa Senado. Yun, Orion.
Exactly.
So,
Okay.
thank you so
Sige.
much, guys.
Thank you.
You guys have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And that's it for Istoryang Futbolero. Good night, guys.
All right. Good night.
Take care. Our OFWs, maraming salamat. Bye.